Shit. Okay, so now just back from the gym. Gotta take a shower. I'm so fucking sweaty. And later I'm gonna have lunch, work for a little bit in the afternoon, and head out for a nice dinner. So I gotta prepare something. I'm gonna make a video about me, how to make money by podcasting. I have 6 years experience. I made 100k USD in 1 year by 2024. For someone like me, doing everything alone, and I like to share my blueprint about how I made it. And if you want to, if you don't know how to do it, just copy it. And I didn't go to business school or something like that. I learned everything by myself. I can make it in New York, which is the most expensive city in the world. I believe you can make it anywhere in the world. So, okay, let's take a shower first. Hey, let's start it. So first of all, today I'm making this video. It's not vlogging, and I want to try something else because this week it's been too busy because I've been busy on making an online course. But those of you who don't know who I am, I want to apologize first about my English. My English is quite suck, and I've been learning by watching Netflix for 5 years now, and I figured if I don't speak more, because I have no chance to speak in my environment because all my friends are speaking Chinese and all my parents are. I'm a Burmese, so we speak Burmese to communicate with each others, and sometimes Mandarin. Definitely not a native speaker of English and haven't been educated well. So I'm a brand and web designer who immigrated to New York since 2017, and right now it's been 7 years, I think. Last year I got the citizenship. It's been a long journey, but I still haven't had any clients in United States. Back in the days, I was trying so hard to survive in New York. You know, you don't speak English, you got a lot of things to learn, but you don't have any professional connections. Therefore, I think the only thing I've done right to change my life and helps me make a living in New York City, have a decent life, is podcast. And in 2024, I made 100k USD dollar in revenue. I know it's not much, but it's quite decent by you do everything alone. So if you're someone like me, been through a hard time, or you're just in the hard time, I want to show you about my blueprint. So if you don't mind my English, and I try my best to show you how to do it. And if you have any question, maybe connect with me on LinkedIn and feel free to chat with me. It's already been a few people reached out to me, and even coffee chats. I try to share as more as I can to help people. I believe that you have to put providing value first, and then the opportunities will come, right? So yeah, let's get started. Okay, let's start it. This is the first time I'm doing this, so hopefully you can understand me. I'll try my best to explain everything. First thing I want to talk about is the quick story of my podcast journey. Started with 2017. I immigrated to New York City, United States, and back then I was nothing. I gave up my music career. I gave up everything in Taiwan, and I have no friends here, like me and my parents only. I'm the only child, and we were broke after 3 months. We moved here. My dad always saying like he was really upset with the saving is gone in 3 months. You know how horrible is it? Imagine that if I, in the middle age, I moved to a new country and I spend all of my saving and I have no money in my bank account. Imagine that. We've been through that. I've been keep growing, so it's pretty decent. Yeah. Since I didn't know how to speak English at all, so I went for some cash job and make really low amount of money, like 2k a month in New York City. So it's quite terrible. I only off 2 days in a month, So I've been working 28 or 29 days in a month, and every day I work 9 hours. I have to do that to make almost 2.7k. It's crazy. And so I decided to quit my job and I started freelancing as a designer. Back then, I was only a graphic designer and really suck. I was really suck, okay. When I was first started freelancing, I don't know how to do it, so I started to ask the people surrounding me, and of course they are back in Taiwan. And one day I know there's a thing called podcast. So back then, no one listening to podcast in Taiwan, so I didn't know that too. But when I started listening to podcasts, I realized I can learn things just listening to podcasts, from the conversations and also improving my English listening. I was thinking, why don't I just start one? Because in Taiwan, no one doing this. But for my current situation back then, and I was desperately want to know about how people do the freelancing. I started to define my podcast it's about interviewing freelancers, how to do freelancing. So I started to do the weekly podcast since July 2019 until 2022. So why I stopped it in 2022? So back then, it's quite decent. I grew my audience and it's decent amount, not much but growing. And 2022, something happened in my life, quite a tragedy. So I have to take time to take a rest and care for myself because I was sick. It was really serious. So in the period of the time, I was thinking, why would I stop it? I still keep doing design. I still keep doing freelancing. But why would I stop it? It's because it's not making profit. It's the truth, realistic. And I've been thinking about it, how to make profit by doing podcasts, because by podcast itself, you can't make any money, right? But I know that it has value in this podcast because by the time I was not releasing episodes and people still listening to my podcast and still messaging me about how grateful they are and they listening to this podcast when they are working and really encourage them. So I know that this thing is really helping people. There's one audience say, I really asked the question that they want to know because I was just like them. I wasn't a professional leader or something like that. I just desperately want to know how to do better in freelancing. So I started to interviewing people. It's basically just based on my needs, So everything is so realistic. We even don't have a script, just real life talking. And I just ask the things that I want to ask back then. It's basically like how you do freelancing, how you started, why won't you be afraid? Something like that, And so I realized that if this thing won't make a profit, anything's happen just like back then, it's the first thing I'm gonna stop. So why don't I just make it profitable, like a solid business, right? So I restarted this. I still don't know how to do business on this, so I was thinking about make some merch, some t-shirts and some caps. I even found these factories and contacting with the sales. It's just not right. I knew that. So I stopped merchandising. I started to think, why would I do something I don't know if people would want it? Maybe even me won't buy it. But I started to think about what my audience really want. They want to know how to do a decent freelancing just like me. So I just keep it in mind, but I didn't do anything back then. I think for a whole year, accidentally, there's one friend, shout out to Logos, and he's some kind of a manager in a online course educational platform. So Logos contacted me again and asked me about, can you do the online coaching? So we have a few students that not satisfied with other coaches. So I was like, oh, why not give it a try? So I can train myself to explore different things. Yeah, it was out of my comfort zone too. After like half year or 1 year, I realized that I can teach people and they are happy with the results that I gave them. And maybe because I kind of do a lot of things, multitasking all by myself. So I got that experience of one-on-one coaching. After a while, I was started thinking, why don't I just design a program for myself, for my audience, to teach them how to do freelancing? Because in freelancing, you gotta do everything, like personal branding, like social media marketing, like design your whole service suite. And I also do teaching product service in one-on-one coaching, and also the project management, and also the engagement with client, also selling, right? So there's everything. I realized I can do them all. And how? Because I interviewed more than 100 plus freelancers. So I learned from those talented people. So I started to design my own program, and my audience, they really need it, because by the time it's, my free call sessions are really just crazy booked out. Yeah, it's completely booked out. It was so aggressive. I do the free call with them and listen to what they need and sell my course one-on-one every day. So 2024, I made 120k plus USD dollar in revenue by making Asia money, mostly Taiwanese dollar. Some of the students are in Malaysia. With this money, I can not afraid of broke, no money in New York City. It's quite decent. So I can do more things that I want, or think clearly about what my next step is. Yeah, so this is my journey. Okay, so right now, let me show you about my blueprint. At first, I want to recommend you just fucking start it, no matter what you're thinking. If you don't start it, you won't get the result, and you won't get the knowledge of is it right or wrong, right? So you always be rough at the early stage. Just like I'm starting to do YouTube right now, it's super rough, but you still gotta do it. So no matter it's right path or wrong path, you have to moving forward. Next, you gotta pick a niche. So most podcasters, they have a common mistakes is they talk about everything, like relationships, their life, or personal growing or something. It's kind of like cliche, and no one cares about what you're thinking, because you're nobody. So if you want to do that things by podcasting, it's only you and your few friends maybe will listen to it, but it's not business materials. So if you want to do business, pick a niche. The smaller, the better. That's my personal recommendation. The smaller, the better. So back then I was picking freelancers, so because I know no one doing that, so I need that, so I picked that. It's not like you have to do good at something to pick a niche. You want to know something, so you pick that niche, right? Or no one talking about it, you can be the first one to promote it, to let the people know, oh, this is important, right? Like remember, you target everyone, you have no one. Okay, next, don't start crazy selling too fast. I know you want to do business. I wanted to, but imagine that if I started to sell my merchandise, my hats, my t-shirts, I think it would definitely be a failure, because no one really wants that. You're not a like fashion brand or something. I didn't have huge amount of followers too back then, so you have to sell something really can help people. Don't start selling too fast. Let's grow your audience first. So by growing your audience, you know what is valuable for them, so you can build trust with them, and then you understand them. If you understand them, you know what their problem is, and by solving that, you can provide free value in your podcast every week. When you're providing that, the audience get the free value. They will learn something, they will realize something, they will believe you, they will trust you. And then you can be the person to ask them, do you want to fix something? What kind of problem do you want to solve? So if you don't know that, just ask them. Your audience feel close to you because they listen to your voice for at least 15 minutes by every episode. So this is the key difference between podcasting and other social media. And then there's the two road. If you grow really fast, got certain amount of leads, 1 million followers, something like that, you can provide affordable automatic or group service or digital products. Because it's affordable so everyone can buy it. So imagine that 1,000 people buying $100 profit, you make crazy amount of money already, right? If you're not growing too fast, the safest way to do business is design a high ticket one-on-one service. By doing that, you try the hardest way to solve your client's problem and to build awareness. When you're doing this, you're still building trust to other audience. They will give you the testimonials. So when you got them, you can sell high ticket one-on-one service still and sell some mid tickets, cohorts or group things, Also, you can provide affordable automatic group service or digital product, or you can provide them all to make more profit. So this is the blueprint. It's flexible. So if you want to do like this, maybe it's still gonna happen, right? So you can try whatever you want to do research on your niche and to really understand what they need and what people are struggling with. You can easily know how to sell your service. Okay, so this is the blueprint. If you want to do it, you have to step through every step of this most of the time. Okay, so in the end, I want to do a little simple calculation. So if you do the mid tickets about, let's say 2K and 10 clients in a year, so you made 20K plus already. So you can basically survive a year. Depends on where you live. If you're making low ticket, let's say the pricing is $100, 100 clients, and total you'll make 10K plus. But you gotta do multiple times because these low ticket things, it might be like selling an online course or selling some kind of, you do it once, you can sell it to a group of people. I will always say to my coaching student, don't be afraid of grow your audience, because if you have 1,000 followers or audience, only 100 people, which is 10%, will buy your stuff and you sell it only $100, which is like a pair of sneakers. Everyone can afford it. And then you do it multiple times in years, or you increase the client amount, then you make a decent money too. Okay, let's talk about high ticket. High ticket, I would define it like 5K plus for me. It's quite safe amount of money. I won't say 100K or something, but I think it's quite decent. You got 10 clients in a year. Total, you make 50K in 1 year. So it's already decent living, right? 5K is the basic salary in New York City. So if you live in other places, other cities, it might be more than enough for you. Or maybe you're living in another country, right? And also there's a recurring payment. So if you do something like a monthly payment subscription, so you do, let's say a cheap price, $20. If you have 100 clients, 2K plus a month. By selling subscription or some kind of recurring product, you're basically making basic income flow. So you don't have to worry about buying food, paying bills, or maybe if you're in Taiwan, it's more than enough. But if you're in New York, it's quite tight, but you have the basic income flow, so you don't have to worry about you don't have money to eat. You can sleep on your friend's couch, but we don't do this only, right? We can do a lot of things, mix them together. So we have different kind of service, from low tickets to high tickets to recurring payment. You start to design your whole suite about your service. So this is the basic combination of a portfolio. I think it's decent for a solopreneur or a freelancer or someone want to do podcasting. So it's not hard. You just have to think about it and have a strategy to make everything happen step by step. Be patient to grow your business. Okay, so I'm kind of running late. I have a dinner date at 7:30 p.m. and right now it's 6:30 p.m. It took me 1 hour to arrive at the restaurant that we booked. So that's it. If you have any questions, just comment down below, or feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or Instagram or wherever you like, whatever I provide in the description. And also, I'm wondering if I started a community. I want to invite some of you like me, or you're struggling about how to do your own business, or you're an immigrant like me that you're working for somebody else, but one day you think you will start your own stuff, and Maybe you're a graphic designer or some kind of designer just like me. You want to start your own business and design your whole suite. We can discuss it in the community and help each other, right? So I was thinking about starting a group, maybe a community hosted by circle or school. I don't know yet. If you think I should do that, please comment down below and let me know. Okay, of course it will be free for now because I'm still learning my English. So I think by sharing my knowledge of how to do business or how to podcasting, I have that opportunity to chat with people, to discuss business with people casually, and I'm happy with it. Comment down below or contact me to let me know. Thank you for today. We're going to a Thai place, so I'll show you later. In the weekend, I deserve to have a nice dinner in a nice restaurant because I've been working whole weekdays, almost 12 hours a day. So yeah, I deserve that. Okay.